Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall is 25 past 10 on Thursday night, back with a 2 over the jumps tomorrow. One in Hexham, one in Exeter, and one in Fundalk on the Goo. Shouldn't be right on a Friday night without having a peep at Fundalk. Winter is in when they're on every Wednesday and Friday. Well, in November anyway. I was up early this morning. I was gone at 8:05 to Sligo for my checkup. I thought it was a year. It was 18 months since I was down for the checkup to see that things were going all right. I was sort of the doctor. They were doing the listening. Traffic slow going into Sligo. Didn't get there until 9:30. The appointment was for 9:30, and normally with the neurology department, I haven't been kept waiting the last 4 or 5 years. You were sort of 10 or 15 minutes and you're called, 20 minutes and you're out. So I was there after 11 today before they called me. I didn't mind. There was no one to chat to either. They were all buried in phones and no interest in chatting. Got me with the days when someone would have an out chat when they're waiting in a waiting room somewhere, like at an airport or a bus stop or a train station or even in a shop. But the days of chat is gone. Everything going all right. They told me to stick the way I'm going, and I'm half a stone heavier than I was 18 months ago. So, but she said I'm not overweight. But I'll have to try and lose that over the winter, because she said it's fattening time for people during the winter. So we'll have to try and lose it. Eating too good, she said. Anyway, busy enough spot, the hospital. The car park was full when I came out. Didn't do any shopping. I was actually tired. I slept for 10 or 15 minutes when I came out before I motored on. Went for the dinner in Boyle, best place in Ireland to get the dinner, €13, and the taste of it is absolutely brilliant. In the Creeveen, it's there in the Crescent in Boyle. Alan Emmett, maybe his son Jerry's that used to play for Scammon years ago. Jerry is probably mid-60s now, 3 or 4 months of the year in Spain, eating, drinking and golfing, himself and the wife. That's the way the other half lives. Good crack though, Jerry. I actually watched St. Sam's race while I was having the dinner, and had the trifle after too. €4 for trifle, and plenty of it, and custard, but it wasn't warm. That was the only thing. I must ask him the next time to warm it up. And a big bowl. Mickey D was in his element. St. Sam, as I thought and expected, bounced out in front, made all. That's the way to ride him. He's a fair engine. He's a tough campaigner, I have to say. Die Catch and Run was definitely field door. They stayed on for second. Facker Dairies will be another day for him. Solness was heavy in the market, I thought, but I thought St. Sam was the classier of the two. Our other horse was in season, as seen was the excuse for her withdrawal. I badly explained it last night. I seen someone wrote you shouldn't be tipping a horse or backing it if you don't think it'll win. I was trying to explain sort of that on the ratings I wouldn't be picking it first time out. If we hadn't backed, she could be anything before. And I was like, what I meant to say was, if Allegory Devassi didn't give it 152 rating and the other one improved a stone or £10 or £7, it should be competitive. And the horse that we beat before, Pink in the Park, that actually won the race then, and there was a good bit of late money for that. It was 9s into 11-2 from the Mullins yard as well. So if we ran, we'd have been right there, according to the last runs, because I bet that'd be 6.5, even though it was nearly a stone in the better off today. But she could be anything to improve as well for the step up in distance. That's what I was trying to say. I never listen back to because it's too late. When I don't edit it or listen to myself at all. Sometimes I'll be a bit embarrassed. Anyway, we we won a few pound, and that's the main thing. If you're winning a few pound, you're not losing a few pound. Tomorrow, a shout out to, I seen it there a few minutes ago, message from Kevin Henry from Sligo. Shout out to Smiler and all the Riverstown boys. They're heading to Aintree on Saturday, and I think they're all pioneers. They're not drinking. They're non-drinkers, I think. So it'll be easy. They'll be in bed early Saturday night in Merseyside. I'll get out of the way here. I will tip to tomorrow. I was looking through when I was in the waiting room this morning. I went away trying to handicap horses that races that didn't have any sort of bias with horses that we backed before or anything, and I come across this one. It's a novice's handicap chase over just a bit short of 2 mile. I'd prefer if it was a bit longer. This has been won by a 6-year-old in the last number of years. I think the last 5 years, was it? I will double check. The last 5 years. So there's 2 6-year-olds in it this year. There's 2 5-year-olds, and there is an 8-year-old. But I'm going against the trend. Come back here. Ballyfort and Dream Jet. There's a bit of collateral form with a couple of them there with Churchill Lad and Cautions and that. I thought one more stroke with tongue tie, and he hadn't had any surgery. No, it's other horse. First time tongue tie, but this was a pint-to-pint horse. To second to the Butcher Hollow. Went it with Rob James. Changed into Ginger McCain. Won a couple of races there last year, and it beat in a novice hurdle there. Beat Yes Day in Catterick. And that was rated 121 at the time. So you'd be thinking that it could be favourably handicapped at 115. The heavy ground, I think, was against it in Newcastle when it ran in the handicap. Went off second favourite that day. But I don't think there was money for Horncape that day. Went off JP's dash was down. But showed a bit of inexperience. That's it on the rail.
Mile left to run. And From the Clouds still moves well in the lead. All 4 are still on the bit at this stage. On the inside, the black and pink, one more stroke. On the outside, the grey, Horn Cape in the colours of JP McManus. And right behind in 4th is Coniston George. Here they come up the home straight. 3 more flights left to jump. From the Clouds hasn't seen another horse in the race so far. I wonder what's going to happen as they come up the home straight. Switch towards the inside is 1 more stroke. This side is Horn Cape, and not far away is Coniston George. This is 3 out. From the Clouds has the lead, but moving well is Horn Cape. On the far side, 1 more stroke. There's only a length between the leading 3 as they come down and jump 2 out. 3 in the air together there. 1 more flight left to jump. Horn Cape, the grey, comes through to take it up, and he goes on. In second place is From the Clouds, coming down towards the final flight. And Horn Cape, he has pricked his up. Oh, he's down. From the Clouds is down at the last, and that leaves Horn Cape well clear, and about 6 lengths clear. And Jack Hogan on board for Ben Haslam in the colours of JP McManus. Horn Cape is going to win, and win nicely. Coniston George stayed
on all right. Went for a big one, 2 out. Look, he didn't come down on his hole. It's a bit of a gamble. It's 3rd favourite at 7-2. 5-horse race. 4-1 with Hills. So going against the 2 that has a bit of form against each other. McCain's yard is in good enough form. Brian Hughes rides Hexham fairly well. Prefer it was a bit longer, but the long finish might suit. Just when I think of it, somebody told me in Galway that Floring Porter was out, finished, had suffered a tendon injury, but I believe that's fake news. That I see it's a report there I read from Gavin Cromwell that they're targeting some race, so that's not the case, because I hadn't seen it in the papers or anything. And the guy that told me said he was a neighbour of the owner, so I hope what I read lately is right, that he was wrong. We're going to the Halden Gold Cup tomorrow. 2 1.5 in Exeter. This has been won down through the years by very decent horses. Prolitolog and God's Own, Grenadine, Elraaed Grenadine won it again, Elixir de Nuts. The Elraaed Yards have won it 2 out of the last 3. They always target a decent horse. Even Q Card, going back, won for them years ago. It's a decent contest tomorrow, I have to say. The Tizzards have the favourite now in JPR One. He has done us a couple of good turns in his career. I actually backed this one first time out. It ran in Exeter in a bumper. I won a 12 to 1 that time. Jello also won first time out as well in Exeter, but it was a handicap hurl. This has good enough form, but I think it might need a bit step up in trip. But it's a tough old track, even though it's tight. This was third in the Turners, and then it ran behind, behind Nickelback. This was the most interesting run. It went off favourite the day JPR One in Lingfield. It went off 9 to 4. JPR One was 6 to 1, and it fell at the first fence. It got sort of bothered. A horse went across Scoways in front of it, and it upended the whole apple cart. And that day, Jello was given £5. Getting 2 tomorrow, so that's £7. But JPR One has been targeted for the race. I think it's between the two of them. And I'm taking JPR One. Hopefully that Brendan Powell, that's the one that had wind surgery and tongue tie. All the mod cons on him tomorrow. Etelan, no bad horse. It's a very decent race. I think it's between the top two. I'm going for JPR One. Wouldn't blame anyone for going with a reverse forecast between the two of them as well to cover the stake. And then we go to Fundalk, to the Weak County of Louth. Blues Emperor is the favourite, carrying Tinstone minus the 7 that Patrick McGettigan will be taken off. He has he used to be claimed. Last time it ran and won it, Patrick McGettigan, I think he lost his claim that day for the £10. The horse that was behind him that day, Pier Pressure, will be getting £10 tomorrow, and that day it was 4, wasn't it? £3. So that's £7 of a swing. And if you look at it here, the handbrake was bit on. This is Blues Emperor out in front. This is Peer Pressure. And he should come out here, but he doesn't. He goes in behind. Goes for
Tokenomics trying to challenge. Behind him is Buccaneer Spirit. Inside the final furlong, Blues Emperor. Tokenomics stand side. Tamrat still there over on the far side. Buccaneer Spirit just behind him. Well inside the final furlong. Blues Emperor and Tamrat. Blues Emperor wins it for Johnny Murter, Patrick McGettigan.
It's a 7 to 1 shot with 365. It won on the track twice before. Won for us in Gordon Park as well during the summer. It's back to 79. This time last year it won off 77 in a maiden and won on first time out then. Won off 81 then in Gordon. We were on it that day. And I went out in front. It looks like that they were sort of getting it ready. I'm hoping like that decent pot there tomorrow night, 13,000, that the handbrake will be totally off. And Lee Roach, he's been a bit out of form lately. That he, that's all I could find at Dundalk tomorrow night. I wouldn't recommend anyone like doing a treble. Do a double if the other two if you want, because this is an each way shot tomorrow. So that's it. I'll spend the next hour now. On to Saturday, there's a power of stuff, and I'm going to look. Meydan is on tomorrow. I'm going to see can I spot anything. If I do, I'll stick it up in the description. And if there's no prices up, I'll have a look in the morning. But the big race in Meydan isn't really started yet. But there's always competitive stuff. So bash the bookies, over and out.